Now, Nishita, considering the fact that the gates have been locked, the women are standing over there, what do the MCGM officials plan to do now? Because like you stated, they do not want to use force. So what are their other options?
Well, they did not want to use force primarily because then they will once again be pulled up as to why women were attacked, which is absolutely illegal. Because at the end of the day, though these residents are resisting, they are not armed, they are not posing any sort of a threat. It is just that they're defying the court order of vacating their homes. So what the BMC officials plan to do is that they plan to record all these proceedings on their video camera. If the residents are protesting or if they're using force or if they're resisting, they will record it all and then they will produce the footage to the Supreme Court. They will then leave the ball in the Supreme Court. Let the apex court decide as to what will be the next step of action that they would like to take. But for now, the residents are clearly begging and pleading, as we can see on our television screens, Nolan. They are literally begging the BMC officials to let them continue occupying their houses. So it is very it's heart-wrenching scenes that we can see. There are so many families, but at the end of the day, the Supreme Court had also gone on to say that these residents should have been a little more careful. Three decades back, when they came in to occupy these apartments, they should have made sure that these apartments are not illegal and that many of them probably even knew that they have been constructed illegally, and that's the reason why there will be no room for compliance, and that's the reason why there will be no room for any sort of a margin given to these residents. But on the other hand, the residents claim that 3 decades later they have a certain amount of rights on these houses, and overnight someone cannot come to them and ask them to vacate it. We're living in a democratic country. So two valid arguments being put forth, but then, as we know, in our country, the Supreme Court verdict is the ultimate, and the BMC is come with the Supreme Court order. But will these residents file for a review petition? Well, that seems to be quite an obvious answer, but at this point in time, their priority is to stall the BMC officials, Ronan.
Right, Nishita, thank you very much for all that. Now, late Jungle Jackie's movie, Love is Poison, has been released today. But look who is in town to promote the movie. In fact, it is none other than Poonam Pandey. She was seen in Majestic's Kapali Theatre, giving free tickets to the interested audiences. In fact, you can clearly see the crowds over there because Poonam Pandey, who has made a guest appearance as such in the movie, is seen in Majestic's Kapali Theatre, giving free tickets to the interested audiences. There you can see on the right of your television screen Poonam Pandey distributing free tickets to those people who actually want to watch the movie. And on the left of your television screen you can see well, a lot of people have actually gathered there, I beg your pardon, in order to take this opportunity. Moving on, Sachin Tendulkar's minor son Arjun Tendulkar may have his statement recorded by the Mumbai police in connection with actress Preeti Zinta's harassment complaint against Wadia Group scion Nes Wadia. Arjun Tendulkar was apparently present at the Wankhede Stadium when the incident took place, and some reports are saying that Wadia may have allegedly abused him too. Preeti Zinta has been asked by the Mumbai police to record her statement by this weekend. Meanwhile, sources claim that Preeti Zinta will leave from the US and reach Mumbai on Sunday. She's most likely to report her statement on Sunday itself. Now, earlier, Preeti Zinta had denied selling her stake in Kings 11 Punjab team. On Wednesday, Zinta tweeted that she was neither going to sell her stake in the team nor was she planning to settle in the US. The Wadia Group had also alleged that they were receiving threats from the underworld warning them not to harass Preeti Zinta. Well, there are reports coming in that Sachin Tendulkar's minor son, Arjun Tendulkar, may have a statement recorded by the Mumbai police in connection with actress Preeti Zinta's harassment complaint against Wadia Group scion Nes Wadia. Now, this is what reports are coming in. Arjun Tendulkar was apparently present at the Wankhede Stadium when the incident took place, and some reports are saying that Wadia may have allegedly abused him too. Preeti Zinta has been asked by the Mumbai police to record her statement by this weekend. Earlier, she had also denied selling her stake in Kings 11 Punjab team. On Wednesday, she tweeted that she was neither going to sell her stake in the team nor was she planning to settle in America. Now, an inquiry report on the death of 24 students and a tour guide near Mandi on the 8th of June near the Larji hydropower project has blamed the dam authorities for the tragedy. The inquiry was conducted by Mandi's Divisional Commissioner Onkar Sharma, who submitted the report to the Himachal Pradesh High Court. The High Court had also sought a report from the project authorities. The report has claimed glaring lapses and failure on the part of the Larji project authorities, who ignored standard procedures and released water from the barrage into the Beas River. The students from the VNR Vijnana Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology in Hyderabad were on an excursion to Manali. They, along with the tour operator, were washed away into the turbulent Beas River by a wall of water. Now, a division bench of Chief Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir and Justice Tarlok Singh Chauhan, which treated a media report as a public interest litigation, asked the state to file status report by the 24th of June on the steps taken on the inquiry report. In the inquiry report, the Divisional Commissioner said the discharge of water into spillways was raised from 20 cubic meters per second to 450 cubic meters per second within 1 hour. In fact, the report clearly states that there are no standard operating procedures related to release of water from the barrage. The officers involved in powerhouse operation and those handling barrage operations are not working in tandem. Well, he also stated in the report that the warning system is inadequate. All this constitutes a systemic failure due to wrong and entrenched faulty procedure and practices prevalent at the Larji project. Now, the bench directed the Engineering College to file an affidavit containing details about who made the decision to allow the students to visit Himachal Pradesh and the concerned site. Now, 3 more bodies of students were found on Thursday, taking the total number of bodies recovered so far to 12. 12 students and the tour operator are still missing. Now, farmers seek heavenly help of the rain gods to sustain their livelihood. But in a bizarre situation in Bidar, a god-man has undertaken penance on a tree top. Take a look.
The villagers have all joined their hands together in devotion. But no, they are not praying to the rain gods. They have all gathered on a farm and are watching a god-man who has reportedly undertaken penance on a tree top. He has applied ash all over his body. Seated on top of a Bilva Patra tree in Navadigi village in Bidar, he is offering prayers to the rain gods with a Rudraksha mala in his hand. He is Mahadeva Shri Swamiji.
ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂತು ಬಿಟ್ರಂತ ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೇವಪಮುತ್ಯ ಗುಡಿದ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ರು ಇದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಂದು ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಗಿಡ ಏರಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಂತಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ.
The god-man has taken a pledge to please the rain gods by fasting for 25 days. It is said he will go without food and water during this time. Bidar is facing a drought-like situation. The god-man's actions has instilled some hope in the people. This is not the first time the god-man has done this. He is said to have done this 18 times before, and many claim that he has been successful. Shivanand Hiremat, News 9, Bidar.
Now, tornadoes menaced the American Midwest, including another set of twin twisters that touched down in South Dakota, leaving a trail of destruction and injuring at least 2 people. Now, the twin twisters were spotted rotating around the community of Crow Lake in South Dakota. Another tornado touched down in Wessington Springs, sending sparks flying as it struck transformers and power substations. Now, that tornado tore through local businesses, destroying the American Legion, a bar and a car dealership. Several farms were also damaged and about a dozen homes were destroyed.
Just make sure I'm not about to hit anybody.
Now, after a long wait, Amazon has finally launched its mysterious product. As everyone expected, it indeed was a smartphone. And here's a look at all its features.
Apple has its own. Google also has its own. And now Amazon too has its own smartphone. Yes, Amazon's first phone, the Fire phone, has finally been launched.
I'm excited to tell you that the answer is yes.
The company's CEO, Jeff Bezos, unveiled the product at a grand event in Seattle. Unlike other Android phones, this phone comes with a number of unique features and has been priced at $199. Amazon Fire phone has a 3D display. The phone has an amazingly wonderful 4.7-inch screen that comes with a unique 3D feature. Both the front and rear surface are made of extra durable Corning Gorilla Glass 3. What's even more amazing is that though the phone is a touchscreen one, you need not actually use your fingers to operate the phone every time. The phone has the ability to scroll up, down and sideways by just tilting the phone right, left, up or down. The buttons are made of CNC machined aluminium, which 3 times more precise compared to the plastic buttons on other phones. Fire phone's extraordinary cameras. The phone's main camera is 13 megapixel with optical image stabilization, autofocus and LED flash. The secondary camera is 2.1 megapixels. The phone has 4 cameras in front that help in identifying a person's face, detect the retina of the eyes and capture head movement. Fire phone's secret weapon. The feature that makes the phone different from the others is its special feature called Firefly. Firefly is the button on its left edge that helps scan and identify different items. With just a press of the magic button, you can actually scan songs, movies and various other data from other devices. The drawbacks. Though the phone comes with some really unique features, critics have given few reasons which might stop you from buying the phone. Few applications in App Store. Reportedly, the Amazon Fire phone has only 240,000 apps, which is comparatively much lesser than the other Android phones has in its Play Store. Nothing new in its looks. Though the phone has been made using premium material, the phone resembles the Apple iPhone. The Fire phone has failed to give the buyer anything new that might attract its attention. The phone does come loaded with numerous never-seen-before features and a few drawbacks. How will the tech-savvy younger generation rate it is what remains to be seen. A News9 report.